is Fernando VILDOSOLA. I'm out of Mexicali, which is the capital for Baja California Norte, the northern part of Mexico, one of the 32 states that Mexico has. I'm third generation for my family. I come from a patriarch background since my grandfather, who is the one that really built our name, I would say our name, because that's very important for us in Mexico to have. That's what we go by. And now I'm trying to have my daughter, which she just became a lawyer in the US a couple of months ago, Anna Fernanda, get involved in our businesses in order for her to start getting a lot of experience, hopefully, and maybe one day I can retire somewhere that I would feel comfortable. I don't think I'll ever retire, but just to say.
Okay.
Well, the first one, I'll just try to rephrase very simple. The first one would be the family business that my grandfather built in 1958, being a senator in Mexico for Presidente. The president back then was Adolfo López Mateos. And he built a company which is called today Kenworth Trucking Company, building one truck a day.
Okay.
And out of that, I think that's what gave us who we are as we speak. And within that, we have other business ventures that each one of us try to go into. So we have, for example, food commodity business that we do out of Brazil and out of Mexico as well. So we have scaled in different areas: wind farms, solar farms. Politics, as you mentioned, plays a big role in everything we do, because in Mexico it's very important to have good connections to make things happen. So that takes you to another level, which would be going international, and much higher level from that would be traveling continents, for example, Europe. So we have achieved that. I'm the front man on all of that, trying to get new opportunities, going to new opportunities, and we're achieving that as we speak. How important, I think, it's one of the most important aspects, because out of that, everything else falls into place. Mexico being my country, meaning my nationality, my country where I was born, which I love, gave us the opportunity to do everything that I've just mentioned.
Yes.
Beyond that, I'm so grateful that we're able to still go back to our country and still promote new areas of opportunities. We're working very closely right now with CCE, Comisión Coordinadora Empresarial, which is the director of that company, our president, Claudia Sheinbaum. He was mentioned by her for that particular job, which is getting the word out for people to invest in Mexico, see the opportunities that Mexico offers. And beyond that, the market, which is the biggest market in the world, which we're neighbors with, is the US. So there's many opportunities out there, so we're just trying to bridge all of them, or as many as we can, and grow out of that. Because as far as our companies are very solid. We just keep looking for new markets, in a sense, but as well as politics plays a big role in it, because again, that's the supporting level that you have in order for us to keep growing.
I see.
The mission is the same, that the values that my grandfather taught us, again, is knowing that we serve the people. The people are the one that makes us strong. The people are the ones that work for us.
Yes.
So we build communities for them, not only just having them as workers. We build a family and give them the opportunities that otherwise they wouldn't have.
Okay.
So I think if everybody started thinking that way, society would be much better as of today in many ways. because they feel they belong. You give them a sense of belonging, which is very important to any worker that works for us. Like my grandfather, and I quote this, used to say, don't thank me.
Okay.
I thank the people. They made us who we are. And I kept that saying since I was 9 years old, sitting next to him. So what I'm trying to say, that our values are very deep rooted from my grandfather era until today, to make the people that work for us, that we hire, to make them the best we can, give them all the opportunities we can, give them all the education we can, because that's what makes you strong. Culture is very important because we're Mexicans are very proud people,
Okay.
I would say.
Yes.
Like any other nationality in any other country, meaning India, the US, if you feel rooted to that country, you're gonna feel nationalistic. If you live in the country and you've been prosperous in the country, of course, you see it in a different way. But again, it's been through hard work. Nobody has gave us nothing for free. We had our own challenges in every aspect of business that we venture into. But it is very important from the eyes of a politician as well as the eyes of an entrepreneur to socially connect with your people. That's what makes society strong, and that's what changes the vision of the country. Educate your people. That's the number one priority that I have learned through the years of doing business and politics and diplomacy. You need to educate your people in order to be strong. Well, I think the most important one is that Mexico per capita has become stronger, richer.
Yes.
The salaries in Mexico have gone up.
Yes.
We have a lot of investment in factories out of Asia, and that we have very low unemployment. So Mexico has come out of big stagnation that was part of years of bad presidents behind of the power that we have right now, which is Morena. And they have done a great job in getting the name of Mexico and the country to where it stands right now, not only being the biggest partner for the U.S. economy. It's not China right now, it's Mexico, the biggest partner for the U.S. economy. And I think that gives us a lot of respect that we know how to do things, because Mexico is huge in foreign investment, and we need to keep that flowing in order for us to be stronger still.
Yes.
With tariff or no tariffs, we'll bounce from any objection of any other country that could impose on us. But as we speak, Mexico is a very strong country, and the president is doing a great job to fulfill what's being still needed for the country to keep growing. There's a lot of things that need to be done still. But Mexico, it's in the eyes of the world as we speak. And I feel proud being just a small part in all of that.
I see.
There's plenty of opportunities if you want to get into the US market or the Canadian market, because again, labor is still cheap in Mexico, which is very important. And Mexico has a lot of good product that they produce nationally, which they export, meaning, example, food commodities, meaning avocado, berries, banana, mango, and a lot of other products that Mexico produces and not only assembles, because Mexico has two different type of economies. One is a national internal economy that we have,
Yes.
and the other one is the economy for the investments of foreign firms that come into the country to assemble products. Meaning, an example, Toyota has a big factory in Mexico. They produce trucks and they export those trucks to the US and Canada and everywhere else, because it's cheaper for them to produce in Mexico and then to produce them in Japan. And the supply chain is much bigger for them. So that's a huge plus for our country, for people wanting to do business in Mexico, getting access to the country that we have, 130 million people as we speak, with huge potential because it's a baby boomer country still.
Oh.
Mexico, it's around 35 to 40 years of age, more or less still, so they have a lot of potential of buying things that the economy would have a lot of money flowing from their purchases. They need everything. Not like the U.S. The U.S. is an old people economy.
Yes.
They range around 65 to 70 years old.
True.
So that's very important for a country to know exactly what your specific population is in order to know that you still have many years in front of you of consumption. So either people coming in to invest in the country, bring products into the country, or just assemble products in the country, or Mexicans exporting our products outside our country to other countries or continents, which we do as of today.
I see.
I would say we're one of the most adapted people in the world.
Okay.
And it's a very difficult task, and I'll let you know why. Because we're right in the border with the biggest and most wealthy country in the world, which is the US. So it's very difficult to compare us to them.
I see.
But we're more resilient in a way, because we don't have all the opportunities that a neighbor like the US can give their people. We're not there still.
I see.
So you have to be resilient in order to succeed. If you're not resilient, you won't succeed. So Mexican people have been able to adapt through many challenges through the years. Many, I can mention many challenges. And we're still standing.
Society, perhaps. What kind of challenges have you personally faced, and what kind of skills would you say are key, crucial, let's say, to overcoming the hardships of internal difficulties, let's say?
Very simple answer to your question, and there's only one word to that: being relentless. Being relentless. If you every day you wake up and you have a goal, you're gonna pursue that goal no matter what. So if you're able to be a leader and people follow you through example, you're gonna achieve what you desire the most. That's a very deep thought that I just gave you.
So the why is the most important to you?
The source of my relentlessness, I was taught from a very young age to be the best you can be. Even though if you're a sweeper, be the best sweeper there is. And if you're able to teach that to younger people and make them stronger, make them believe in themselves, and give them what they need in order for them to succeed, they are gonna succeed. And we need that in our society, because if not, you're gonna go into drugs, you're gonna go into other type of things that the country doesn't need. And I'm going back to what I said in the beginning. You need to educate people from the very young age. And if I would become president, that's the first thing that I would do, educate my people. It's a very good question. Again, I think you're starting to get a sense that I come from, again, like a very strong value family, patriarchs, and follow the examples that we were giving, the good examples, of course. And I'm trying for my daughter to see the real world, how it is, how it works. Because we didn't got nothing for free. We're made. We made it through work, through hard work, to where we are as we speak. And sometimes it's very difficult to make them see the world through my eyes, and I can only teach her by example, which I try to do every single day, and through experience. But that's gonna take a while, because you don't get there just in a couple of days or in a couple of weeks or in a couple of months. And also for her to know that I'm still here, and I want people to recognize her for what she is, not because she's my daughter. So that takes a lot of time for her to achieve that on her own, even though I'm still here, and trying to teach her or to show her how I do things and how I became who I am, successful as we speak, through all the challenges, international challenges, legal challenges, political challenges, logistic challenges that everybody faces when they're growing vertically, not horizontally. When you go vertically, you have a lot of challenges, right? You follow that, that's economics.
Yeah.
And that I'm trying to get her more involved in everything that I do on a daily basis. But it's difficult sometimes. It's difficult because I have my own way of thinking. And maybe she won't agree with me in a lot of things. There's a lot of age difference. But she was brought up with the same values that I have. So I know she has it in her. I have no doubt in that. But it's weird sometimes thinking that someday I need to pass the torch to somebody. And that somebody, I only have 2 daughters, and she's the one that just graduated from law school. And I have so much pride in that. She's the first female lawyer in my family for 3 generations, so you know. We're all businessmen in my family. So for us, for me and personally, it's a huge accomplishment. So she has a huge task in front of her. I think you can ask her that question as well, and she'll give you a different answer maybe than what I've said. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I want to clarify. I'm an attorney now. He said I just recently passed law school. I graduated like a year ago. I passed the bar.
There we
Yeah,
go.
you still. I know you see
You're still
me.
my baby.
I know, and we love that. It's like I didn't graduate last month then. I know, it feels like it, but to answer that question, I think the biggest lesson you have taught me is to just not give up. And that goes back to what you said about being resilient. So in every challenge and obstacle, that I faced in life, I picked a hard career, I picked a long career, and in my personal life as well. I always think back and say, like, what would my dad do? And that can sound as cliche as you want to make it, but it's reality, and I think, what would my dad do? And the answer I always come up with is keep going. And that's really, you've instilled that in me to just keep going and do my best every single day, even if I just want to stay in bed and not do it,
There's no time to stay in bed.
There is no time to stay in bed. I wish sometimes. But I think that act of not giving up when it's easier to give up and to choose an easier path, an easier career, a different choice in life. But if it's easy, victory doesn't taste as sweet. That's a good question. I think sometimes in some areas it's more apparent than in others, So, for example, in the US versus Mexico, Mexico is very family oriented, and we have certain very conservative values in terms of family, in terms of just success in general and how you manage it. And Americans, I've noticed, it could just be where I am from and live in the US, but they tend to be much more individualistic is the word I want to use. They are very individualistic. So Mexicans, we're very social, we're a unit, right? Your family is your unit, and it'll be your support system all your life. The US doesn't have that social aspect that Mexico does. And you see that difference in the people as well. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Right? Like individualism, I think is great, but I have learned to truly, truly value that I am Mexican and that I grew up in Mexico and I have those values and I can always fall back and I have my family, It influences your way of thinking too. So instead of thinking what's best for me, you think what's best for my people, my family. And so that's a very, very stark difference.
Would you say?
Yes, it does, of course. Just being neighbors, we're totally different cultures.
Okay.
If we're just focusing on the U.S. and Mexico, for example, different in every way. That you would do business in the U.S. and you would do business in Mexico, even though you have the same product. Simply the laws, the necessary permits that you need to have, how you get a hold of them, the system is different. It's very different. In Mexico, it's more. I wouldn't say easier, but I would say we know the in and outs of doing things in our country. Less friction. We're not too square.
I see.
We're more. We think outside the box in many things. So I think that gets you to the next level than just thinking square.
I see. So there's a certain amount of cultural intelligence required to...
A lot. Not only with the U.S., with any other country that I have dealt with. Each one has its own set of knowledge, set of laws, set of discipline, and you have to know beforehand in order to be able just to succeed or try at least to succeed in any business or entity that you or country you want to come into. India, Turkey, Romania, Portugal, España, Mexico. There are, even though they're all countries, but they all are very different in the way they think. We're very different.
I see.
So adapting to that takes skill.
I see.
A lot of skill.
So what's your response? Businesses.
I think it was the most important.
Okay, right.
And what gives me the confidence to accomplish, it's where I come from, who we are, and what we have done. That gives you confidence walking into any room with anyone sitting there on the table.
Let's say what kind of
Through embassies, through Chamber of Commerce, through different relations, to lobbying. It all depends on what we're trying to strategize, right?
see, yeah.
So mainly what we do in a nutshell, we buy companies. We always invest in companies that we control. And we set up the company in order to push globally the product that we are producing. Mainly that's our business intelligence on how we approach being successful.
right.
That's the formula that we use. Using all the channels at your disposal, protocol today, in order to connect what I can bring to the table. Again, through embassies, through Chamber of Commerce, through different introductions of entrepreneurs, people that are in the same arena that I am. And I think it's networking that everybody needs to do in the world. You cannot do it alone. Nobody can do it alone. And I think that's a very good area to start. Adriana has done a great job. She's from Mexico, so we understand ourselves perfectly. What I'm trying to say, the same mindset.
Yeah.
We think very similar. Or at least she knows how I think.
Yeah.
And I think I see a great opportunity with Adriana. In fact, yesterday on your Zoom that you had, one of the panelists is one of my partners of another company that we own, Dr. Roberto Maroon. He did an interview yesterday of New View Mexico, which is a company that we set up for detection of cancer through urine for prostate. And so we have the partnership from Mexico all the way to Argentina, and we're developing the protocol, the medical protocol in Mexico as we speak. So that's gonna be a revolutionary as soon as we pass the clearance for COFEPRIS for the approval and permit to sell the product, right?
Yeah.
So we should be there in 4 to 6 months. So, for example, that's gonna be on the news anywhere. So I was grateful that Adriana gave the opportunity for us to present, for example, that company that we own, which I hadn't mentioned, and for us, again, to be grateful for Adriana, in order for us, when we can put the product maybe in Holland through her directions, or maybe other country, the UAE or whatever other country that I know she has access to, she would be a great person to spearhead the introduction of that product in different countries beyond Mexico. 2 words.
Okay.
As you can see, I don't speak that much. Humility and charisma. That will take you across the finish line every day. People see that in me. That's all I can say.